Castillo struggles again, and the batters continue to strike out. Welcome back to another episode of the Seattle Sports Show, where we love Seattle Pro Sports. I'm your host, Mikey, and today we are here to talk about the Mariners losing this time to the Cleveland Guardians 2-5. And yeah, this is a game where, again, you see how nasty the stuff that Luis Castillo has. That slider is just straight nasty. But if he's not locating, that can lead to problems. And it can especially lead to problems if the lineup is not producing runs to help put pressure on the opposing pitcher. And if the defense behind him is not great. And we can kind of look into the numbers tonight and see that that was the case. Just looking at the pitching first, Luis Castillo, 5 2/3 innings, gave up 10 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, had a walk, and had 7 strikeouts and a home run. So again, the stuff is nasty. He could still strike people out, but when he's not, and when he's not hitting on location, and that stuff gets left out over the plate, he can get knocked around like he did today. Again, those 10 hits, and even though there were errors today, all 4 of his runs were earned runs, leading to him having a 6.75 ERA. Saucedo came in for 2/3 of an inning, also had an earned run against him. A couple of hits, had a strikeout, but 6.75 ERA. Cody Bolton came in, 2 strikeouts, went 1 2/3 innings. 3.86 ERA. Didn't give up any earned runs though. Snyder came in to close things out for the team. Got a strikeout, got us through the inning. And that was the pitching. Again, just not what we have come to expect from Luis Castillo, or what we want to expect. I am a little bit afraid that we have seen this a little bit more often going into the later portions of last season, and now the first couple of games this season. Again, I'm not ready to overreact and freak out at this point, but it is something I'm a little bit concerned about with Castillo. Hopefully, it's just a couple of games, gets it figured out, and we can keep these earned runs lower. That's because that's the strength of this team. That is the mindset, is that our pitcher are going to keep the runs low, and give this lineup a better chance of winning. But they do have to produce as well. We can take a look at what our lineup did. Now let's take a look. 2 walks, and this is for the entirety of the team. 2 walks total, but 12 strikeouts. So I saw that we have opened up all 6 games now with 9 or more strikeouts in all 6 games. This team, the way it was constructed was, and the way it was presented was, hey, we're going out and getting these players because it'll bring the strikeout rate down. And it has not done that. In fact, it's up over last year. So far that plan is not working out. So I'm not sure what's going on. I mean, they have a new, hitting coach and coordinator. So again, I'm watching, and the approach does look different, but for some reason they are still getting themselves in situations where they are striking out. Look at Crawford today, was 0 for 5, had 2 strikeouts. Julio got a hit again today, so he's 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Polanco 1 for 4, 2 strikeouts. Haniger was 1 for 4. One of the guys that, or the only guy that didn't strike out tonight. Mitch Garver 1 for 3, a walk and a strikeout. So he did pretty decent tonight. Cal Raleigh 2 for 4, scored a run and had 1 strikeout. Ty France 1 for 3, scored a run, had a walk, and 1 strikeout. But again, that 1 for 3 and plus the walk. I mean, I don't know what it is about Driveline, but yeah, we need to send more of our players to Driveline and get them to improve their swings and their approach. I mean, through 6 games so far, it's working out pretty well for Ty France, and we know how well it worked out for Crawford last year. Dominic Canzone 1 for 4, 2 strikeouts. Josh Rojas 1 for 4, had an RBI, had 2 strikeouts. But again, another one for him where he looked pretty decent in his approach, and yeah. I mean, I'm feeling kind of comfortable with him out there at this moment. But let's talk about the fielding again. Errors. Mitch Haniger had 1 that cost them. Josh Rojas again had 1. So that is the problem that I am having with him so far. Though is his defense is not looking great, and the offense has not been enough for me to really, not be concerned about the overall outlook at the third base position still. Now, this team did need to produce more runs. Listen to this stat: 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position on the night. That is not going to cut it. There were opportunities throughout this game for the Mariners to climb back in this, and did not happen. Again, people were not coming up in those moments. So and here we are sitting at 3-3 now, sitting at 500, and it sure does feel a lot like last year. 500 team, striking out a lot, not producing enough runs. The only difference is really so far is that the defense is worse. So we are not seeing the improvements that we were hoping to see, and the thing that we thought was going to be better just based on the players we were brought in is not better either. So again, we're only 6 games in, so I'm not freaking out or anything, but it is just, again, another game, and the way it plays out is just giving me that little bit of anxiety and PTSD of going back and thinking about last season. But yeah, let me know how you're feeling. Are you feeling the same way at all? Are you somebody who is worried about this team? Are you worried about Luis Castillo? Again, I'm not really worried about him. I think he'll be fine and get himself out of this. But that's not what we were hoping for. The first 2 games from Castillo, that's for sure. All right, so yeah, leave those comments. Let me know. Hit the like button. Subscribe, please. I think we're hit at about 160 now. If you're listening on a podcast version, hit follow, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating and a written review, because that helps the show grow as well. And thanks for listening to the Seattle Sports Show, where we watch legends awaken. So take cover, because with a sea of sound, you will see us rise to reign supreme and win forever.